Okay, hello everybody. Let's get rolling on tonight's video. I hope everyone had a really cool Labor Day weekend. Everyone got to relax a little bit. I was all over the place. I went to two different barbecues. One at a friend's house, one my relatives down the shore, the Jersey Shore that is, and it was some fun. Kids had a good time. My aunt has a great pool, and I got to see some of my friends, which is always nice. Kids start school on Thursday. So, let's see how that goes. And, good luck to you if you have kids out there. You know, let's see how this virtual thing goes, unless you actually have your real school. Um, Give me a second here. We had another bad day in the market. I had off a pretty good day for my first day back. I love when that happens after a 3-day weekend. But let me jump right in to look at the charts. I'm sharing my screen. I didn't do video today because I was only to see me. But here's there's a weekly chart of the S&P 500 futures. I use that as the market, broad market indicator. And you could use the SPY also, but I use the S&P. We just broke through this little cluster right here on the weekly chart. That is not a positive move. That's what all that line move represents. Somewhere in here, I'm willing to bet it might be another area. I'm going to drop down from a weekly chart. I know I go fast in these videos, but you guys also don't want to watch 1 hour long videos. So, deal with it. Send me questions, and I will answer them. Second here. All right, so in the daily chart, it looks a little cleaner on the weekly chart. Ugh. I mean, this does not look pleasant. All right, I'm back in the weekly. Somewhere in here is going to be the point where we could get a reversal. I'm going to draw it like this for now. So this is the potential reversal point. As you can see, hopefully you guys read in the email first. Yeah, I don't love this, but this is it. I have a feeling this is only below here. We're in trouble. This is a nice potential reversing point right off this blue circle here. Still some more downside left in this. It's not quite 100 full handles, but pretty close. But keep an eye on that as potential if we get there in the next couple of weeks, or maybe we'll see the next couple of days probably. Could see price touch this front line and then head back up. Make this cleaner. Oh man, all right, let's see. Yeah, that's tough. Big wick up there and then price heading down here. This looks pretty good. I have my problems with it. I don't really want to mess around with time frames too much. Like I said, to keep these not as long. So that's the reversal point in ES that I referred to in my email. This is the all-time high right there. And you see in my email, my mentor sent me a note and said, when we made this high, he said after every time the market is every crash he has traded in, or every sell-off he's traded in since the 87 crash had preceded a new high, so an all-time high. So right there, price came up. Then I didn't trade it because of that. It's short. I was still just doing my normal stuff. But all in all, it was a good leading indicator. And you have a mentor, listen to him. So the next thing I said I was going to look at is some of the financials. There is some good stuff looking there in the financials, right? So here's Bank of America. I think on Thursday or Friday's video, I said there's a tiny little area here. It works like a charm. I didn't want to be in the market over the weekend, especially not on a 3-day weekend. Price came into this little vicinity here. This is we call it a supply zone, but think of it kind of like resistance, but not exactly, where price kind of hits a wall and then reverses. So price touched and then it headed down. The next point where I think we could see Bank of America reverse is down here in this little cluster. So looking at it this way, we can't get into the trade yet, but as it grinds its way down here, we'd look to be a buyer in this vicinity here. And then hopefully we'll either see a reversal point or we'll take a small stop out, right, like that, if it cuts right through. So always protect your capital. That's your main tool as a trader. Let me go into the chat room today and see. Oh, this was really cool. Mitch put this up this morning. blow it up a little. There was a little cluster there we didn't really like because of the risk. He puts notes on everything, so that way everyone knows what to be cautious about and what to be looking out for. And there's this cluster here on American Express. This is AXP, by the way. So AXP, this is a 2-hour chart. I can bring up the chart too, but just price came up, traded sideways. Look at that big bullish action right there. I really like that. If we see a little bit of sell-off, obviously the faster the sell-off, the harder this trade's going to be. But if we see like a nice steady movement into here, we'd see a nice reversal. This could be a nice options trade. I will take a look at some of the option stuff on American Express when we gets a little bit closer. The information wouldn't be accurate. $2 off, I have to do all the projections using the Greeks and all that kind of stuff. You guys don't want to watch that. But this has nice risk reward, just buying the stock or buying some calls. We'll do some, Mitch should have a video up on the option stuff for our members in the morning. So if you guys want to see that as an example of some of the trades we give out on calls or on buying options, send me an email, just reply to this email and I'll send it to you. So it's AXP on the 2-hour chart. It's not too far off. But, I bet they correspond. I wouldn't be shocked if this gets there at the same time American Express did. And Mitch put in his note, American Express has had some been relatively strong given the market environment. The next one was the XLE. Here, I'll bring up the XLE actually. And then I want to do Tesla at the end. Yeah, just try to guess. Right. So, he'll put it, let's let you guys read the whole note. It's a bit above the daily lower Bollinger Band. It's been oversold in daily slow stochastic since 825, becoming more oversold, stretched to the downside. When something's oversold, you tend to like to see a reversal from that point. Not always, but since we have the chart telling us where we have that price come down, right, then made a turn, right? This means there's some kind of imbalance here, and we're looking to buy the stock right in there, in between those two lines. We're going to get in one point, and then you see how we walk off the stop off. We do that for all our members in the community, for both stocks and options, right? So when price gets in there, and then it's just a nice trade. I mean, it's a $3 move if this goes as well as we want it to. I'll take this trade all day long. I mean, this is cheap enough. I don't necessarily have to buy calls, but what I have the overnight gap risk, right? So again, same deal. I didn't do the crunch the numbers for buying the calls for which expiration and which strike price to use. We have kind of a special sauce to do that. So keep an eye on this. This is a nice trade. I'm not going to include this. Someone asked me if I'd include this in an attachment. I told you guys email me and I will send it to you. But come join us then. Send me an email about some of our programs and I'll help you out with that. But this is a nice trade here on the XLE. It is a little shoe stretch, so I do expect a reversal here. The next thing I wanted to look at that will really tell a tale, and it's overall good, but let's go look at Tesla. So here's Tesla's big sell-off right here, right? So now where it is here, it's in this cluster. See this 2-candle cluster here? I'm going to move this, make this a little bit bigger. Not because I want to, but this is it's a little too wide from my liking, but I think we kind of have to do it just because all this white space here is making me nervous. So it's in there. This is where we'd expect potential reversal on Tesla. There's just not that much juice in here on this side. A couple of things are making me nervous. This doesn't have the biggest exit area. That is a strong green candle, but that doesn't cause tremendous, just doesn't make me feel too great here. I don't like that this doesn't have, that's pretty bearish. So, we'll see how it is tomorrow. This is not a trade. You notice I didn't mention this in my email. I'm kind of just talking about it. Put it this way, if Tesla is going to reverse, it's going to be here. If it doesn't, look out below. Keep an eye on, oh, there's my dog. Hey, Max. So keep an eye on that and be careful with Tesla. Obviously, it's super expensive. I actually took a day trade on Tesla. which I haven't done. I don't think ever. I don't think I ever did that Tesla. You guys want to? Yeah, let me show you. Here it is from this morning. Right. Oh, I did. All right, let me show it to you, and then if you guys don't like it, you don't like it. But check it out. It came up on my gap down street. Usually, you guys probably seen my gap up screener, and I gave it to a couple of you guys, right? And it's similar to the one they already have in TOS, but I did slight modification to focus only on cheap stocks. So I turned off the cheap stock part, and obviously Tesla showed up. So you know, here we are. We had here's the gap down, right, where market opened, drifted downward, and then spiked back up. Created this little area of price imbalance here where price came up, traded sideways for a few minutes, and then boom, right? So when price came in here, it was a really clean entry. So I bought a small amount of it, but you can see even just a small amount of Tesla. Let me do the numbers real quick. So sometimes you don't need to be buying cheap stocks. I understand why, and I have the entire cheap stocks presentation in the training. Why is that doing that? Can I put the fibs on there? Okay, there we go. Right, so this just measures risk to reward, right? So this got right to 2 to 1. Right, backed off a little bit and then went to 2.5 to 1. I got to fix this, but basically I got out somewhere in the reversal here. I took a stop out at 2 to 1, right? So even with an entry point at 348 and it going to 358, that's a $10 move, right? So 10 shares, you make $100, right? So you'll save, what's that, $3,500, right? Now let's say you have 100 shares. Nice, I didn't buy 100 shares, by the way. That's a nice payday for, let's see, how long did this trade take? 1, 2, 3, 4. 6, 7. You're doing this trade for 20 minutes. That was a nice payoff, right? So even on 100 shares, 10 shares, you made $100. Not too bad. But if let's just say it's somewhere in the middle, 300 shares, I mean $300. Not too shabby of a payoff when in a day when there's blood in the water. Got to be careful. This trade is counter trend, for today. So keep an eye on that. But this is how I hunt for opportunity here. I saw some relative strength in financial stocks. Right, so Mitch found American Express. I found Bank of America. As of right now, I prefer the American Express trade. Just got better risk to reward, dollars in, dollars out. And then I have the Tesla trade. So it looks like the wife is home. So I'm going to wrap up for tonight and take a look at the trades I put in here and send me any questions you have. Just reply to this email and I will do my best to get you guys answers. Have a good night. Take care.